morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. I greet you today. Happy day. Happy day. I am so glad to be here today. And I want to say good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Thank you for coming into this broadcast on this beautiful day. I hope you are doing well. Let me know in the comments how you are doing today. Hey, go ahead and share this message to your page so that others can tune in. I think we got a pretty good topic today. We're in a 3-day series entitled "Moving from Being Stuck to Soaring." From stuck to soaring is basically what we're going to talk about over the next 3 days. And today I want to spend some time talking about my journey and how this message resonates with me. Well, for those of you who do not know me, hey Bev, my name is Michelle Fuqua. I'm so excited to spend the next 3 days talking to you about soaring to your highest level of purpose, moving in your life, in your career, in your business, and your ministry. They're all one thing, really. It's just broken down into segments because I recognize that Gen X women, especially Black women, working in male dominated environments, in church and corporate settings, that we face daunting challenges to be seen, heard, respected, and allowed to thrive. As a pastor, a speaker, an author, and a seasoned leader in those spaces, I have faced and overcome, come on now, y'all, many of the challenges that you may face today or that you have faced in the past. And I am passionate about helping you to break free from strongholds, mindsets, and environments that keep you playing small. And therefore, what happens? You forfeit your dream life, your calling, and your purpose. You stay hunkered down in survival mode instead of striving to do those things that you have in your heart to do. So I'm here for you. I want to talk the next 3 days. Today's we're going to talk about my story, and as I weave that story, I want to talk about perspective, because my story is all about how my perspective has changed over the years as I was able to experience different things, as I was able to deepen my experience with God as a woman of faith, but also how I was able to open myself up to all the things, the possibilities that God was trying to show me at work, in ministry, and in the businesses that I am actively pursuing. So that's what we're going to talk about today. So first, what I want to do is, and y'all, I got notes today. Y'all know I usually don't have notes. I want to talk about my journey. So I'm a country girl from Monroe, North Carolina. I consider myself to still be a country girl out here in this world, just thriving as God leads me. And I grew up in a family of 6 children. I'm five of six. Now, here is something that those of you from Monroe, North Carolina know, but others of you may not know, is that I'm from a drop dead, gorgeous family. I mean, droves of them, hundreds of them, beautiful people, both women, him and now, and men, just gorgeous people. And so I enjoyed that growing up, being surrounded by all that beauty, but I often felt like I missed the mark in that arena. Like God didn't stop by these beauty streets and leave me any of that. And so I think that as I grew up, that affected my psyche in some way. And I always felt like I had to overcompensate. So I did that with my brain, y'all. I did it with my brain. And and so I always felt like I had to be, I guess you could say, proving myself, doing better and better. It caused me to have a serious drive for 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 accomplishment and achievement. Turned me into an overachiever, and an overworker. Now there are some other factors in that, But I do recognize that there were some feelings of insufficiency that were part of my psyche from a young age. And, you know, whatever gets you to do what you need to do, right? So I went on off to college and I got an associate's degree in mechanical engineering, and then I went on and got a bachelor's degree in mechanical engineering. Went to work in the energy sector, and I've been a engineer, project manager, senior engineer, supervisor, manager in that sector over the last 30 years. So I have some extensive corporate experience and training and leadership and development, budgeting, uh, storm management, just lots of different things that I've had the opportunity to do that give me skills that I can use in my day-to-day personal life. And so I also have multiple life coaching certifications. I have an MBA. I earned a Master of Arts in Pastoral Counseling, a Master's of Divinity, and one of these days, y'all pray for me. I'm gonna finish my Doctorate of Ministry degree. Now, I want to be real with you all. That was hard for me to go through and actually just talk about the accomplishments that I have had, because I tend not to want to do that. Just, just don't really treat it like it's a big deal. But let's go ahead and celebrate right now that it is a big deal. And whatever you've done in your life is a big deal. And as we shift our perspective, we'll see that right where we are, the things that we've already done, everything is going to work out in your favor. And also the things that you have already accomplished, it's good enough. It's good enough. You're good enough today and you're good enough tomorrow. But if you have some of the issues that I've had in the past, there's always that one more thing that you need. If I get this, then I'll be worthy. If I do this, then I'll be worthy. If I do this, then maybe I'll get that promotion. If I do this, then maybe I'll be seen or heard or what have you. And it's a constant rat race that we can find ourselves in, and I'm chief among them. I have done that, been there. Now I'm trying to live in the flow of the spirit, where I am doing things as I am called, both at work and at home and in ministry, and not really doing it for to make anybody happy, to gain anybody's affirmation, but just living to my highest level of my calling. So, what I want to talk about for a minute is that whole prospect of shifting your perspective. And I want to share with you how it came about for me, while acknowledging that it has to happen multiple times over your life in order for you to even be where you are today. You have shifted your belief, your perspective, your trust in God, your trust in yourself to go forth and do those things that you're called to do. You had to shift, but you probably didn't take time to focus on it because you were in the moment doing what you needed to do. I want to zero in. I say that to you because I'm going to zero in on a specific time in my life when I had to shift focus. And I want to talk about the impact and the effect that it had on me in that moment, because I desperately needed a shift of focus. I was going through some things in my personal life, in my family. I also had some challenges on my job, and really all of it came together in a way that I felt cornered. I felt stuck. I didn't see any way out, and I had absolutely no hope that I could. And I'm a Christian, and y'all, I know y'all heard me preach, and yes, I know I need to practice what I preach, and I preach it to myself. But let's be real. It's the same messages that I preach on Sundays. They gotta apply to me. They gotta apply to me at work. They gotta apply to me at home, and they gotta apply to me in ministry. I gotta take my own medicine. So hey, I'm admitting that in that moment I was not taking my own medicine. Have y'all ever done that? Given somebody else really good advice and never and didn't take your own advice at that moment? If you did, y'all be kind to me and let me see in the comments that you did that. I don't know that I can even see the comments, y'all. So So I was sitting downstairs in my living room, in my den, and I just felt this pressure on the inside of me that I felt like I was just going to explode. My head was spinning. I had I had never in my life experienced an emotionally out of control moment like I was feeling right then. And I just started weeping and crying, and I knew to cry out to God in that moment. And so that's what I did. I believe that if I had taken time to go to a counselor or therapy, they probably would have had me do some things to really stabilize myself at that moment. But what I did was I cried out to the Lord, and I believe that in that moment I heard the voice of God ask me some questions, y'all, kind of like He did Job when Job was crying and complaining. And the first question was, what if what you think and believe about your situation right now, what if it's not all there is? What if there's more to the story than what you can see and believe? What if you don't have everything that you need to really come up with a good perspective of your situation? What if you need more information? Have you thought about that? Do you have all the data? I'm going to speak from an engineering perspective for a moment. Do you have all of the data to really have a set solid belief on what you are thinking about your situation? So what I took away from that moment was God was telling me there's some things that you've said and there's some things that you believe that are limiting you, that are keeping you from taking personal responsibility and accountability for where you are, and then taking that new belief and doing the things that you need to do to be successful. What was I telling myself? Well, y'all, I'm just going to tell you what I was telling myself. Y'all okay with that? Girl, you know you too old to try to do anything new in your life. It's too late for you to pursue any of your dreams. It's too late for you to try to write books and become a bestseller. It's too late for you to build your church to the size that God has shown you in the vision that He's given you. It's too late for you to move ahead on your job. It's too late. It's too late. It's too late. What's the other part of that? You don't have what you need. You're not enough. You're not sufficient. You're not smart enough. You're not creative enough. You don't have enough friends. You don't have the biggest network. You don't have enough money. All these things just swirling around my head while I'm in the middle of what I perceive as a personal crisis. Who am I? What have I done with my life? And why am I failing in this moment? Those are the things that were going through my head. I felt like a failure, y'all. But let's take a moment and back up and reaffirm what I'd already done. Little old country girl me from Monroe, North Carolina. I'd already gone to college. I had an associate's degree. I had a bachelor's degree in mechanical engineering. Got that in a time when there weren't but a few Black females at North Carolina State. See, y'all, I'm repping them today. I rep them every now and then. Got that degree. Moved to Miami. Got me a job. Uh, Knew nobody down there. Moved to Atlanta. Got several jobs in Atlanta. Found a good church. Started a church. Wrote some books. Joined some different organizations. Went back to school. Got an MBA. Got a Master's of Arts in Pastoral Counseling, a Master's of Art in Religion, a Master's of Divinity. Y'all, I'm just a project away from completing my doctorate of ministry. So, look, got 2 life coaching certifications, got a DE&I certification from the University of, of Central Florida, have a certificate from Smith University for women, from specialist to strategist. Lots of accolades, y'all. Okay, doing well in the arenas what I'm serving. But because I had that belief that I am not enough, I am never enough, no matter what I do, And then when something would happen in my world where I didn't get what I thought I deserved or get what I wanted, what happened? My message started playing. See, you're not enough. See, you're not good enough. See, you're not smart enough. And there you go. And then add that turning 50. Hello, y'all. Now, y'all, I turned 50 a while ago. Mind your business. Turn 50, and it's like I'm in an accelerated mode because I feel like there's so many things that I need to get done. And I'm just not going to have time to do it in my lifetime, right? So I'm panicking on top of the valid issues that I was facing. And God said, girl, shift your perspective. You are enough. You are smart. You are gifted. You are talented. You are kind. You are a giver. You give the very clothes off your back when people need them. Hey, you follow me. You do what I ask you to do. You serve people on your job. You serve in your home. You serve your family. You are enough. Quit doing that. But then on top of that, I realized that I needed help. I sought out several very good life coaches to help me to shift my perspective, to help me to understand how to grow in my mind, and then allow that growth in my mind to inform my actions. That's what happened. I wiped my tears on that day, and then I began to pursue. I call it thought reconstruction. And if you all remember, I did a teaching, Thinking Your Way to Transformation. You are what you think. Don't think that wasn't for me too, y'all, now. And I realized that I had to apply the word to my mind in a more effective manner. I had to get some like-minded people from a faith-based perspective to help me to see what God had for me in that moment. So I shifted my perspective. It took a lot of work, and it took time, and it is taking time. Every new endeavor requires that we continue to evaluate, do we have the right perspective? Do we have the right mindset to go where God is sending us? Can you go into the corporate arena? Can you go into the ministry arena? Can you go into the entrepreneurship arena? Wherever you are, teaching children, whatever you're doing, can you go into that arena and be effective with the mindset that you currently have? So I want to end this session asking you, will you please evaluate your perspective today? I'm not saying there was anything wrong with your perspective yesterday, but is what you think and believe today sufficient for where God is taking you, for what He is calling you to be and do in this season? How do you need to grow? What do you need to do? So what do I want you to do before we get together tomorrow? I would like you to get your journal out, ask yourself the question, what is my perspective? What is my perspective in the area that's most important to you right now? You can do spiritual, mental, physical, family, financial, educational, career, whatever area of life you want to focus on, or you can look at each of those areas and say, is my perspective sufficient for this day and age? And just journal. Do it in a judgment-free zone, because all we're trying to do is soar. We are striving to thrive in the environment that we are living in today. We are striving to be the very best that we can be. We are striving to lay a foundation and a plan that is going to allow us to leave a legacy in this earth for our children, our children's children, for our community, so that people will know who God is. Okay? Listen, I love y'all. You got the homework. Journal. What is your perspective? Journal that for me. And then, hey, let me know what you think. Send me a message and let me know what you think. Comment in this and let me know what you think. Share this message. If you're watching this on the replay, share it. Let me know what you think. Catch back in with me tomorrow. I'm going to do it in the evening tomorrow because y'all know tomorrow's Sunday and I will be a preaching. Yes, I will. Hey, Epperly. And tomorrow we are going to talk about some myths and the truth about them that will help you to change, that will help you to transform from where you are. Remember those things that I told you I was thinking and feeling and believing? Well, we're going to talk about some myths attached to those and how we can disrupt those myths, replace them with truth that will allow us to soar into the destiny that we are supposed to be soaring in. Y'all have a blessed day, and I'll talk to you tomorrow.